Hi grade 8s, these are the solutions for elapsed time. This is week 1, lesson 2, the evidence of learning questions. So for question 1a, we have 3 hours after 4:15 a.m. Now our first step is always to write the starting time. And for this question, it's 4:15 a.m. Now we're calculating 3 hours after 4:15. So we need to add 3 hours. So all we need to do is figure out 4:15 plus 3 hours, and the answer will be 7:15 a.m. For our second question, question 1b, we have 5 hours after 0123. So our first step is to figure out what time is 0123. And from our previous lesson, we know that when we convert these times into 12-hour time, we put our dots in the middle and it becomes AM. So our time will be 1:23 AM. And once again, because we're trying to calculate 5 hours after 1:23 AM, we need to add 5 hours. So we have 5 hours after 1:23 AM plus 5 hours. Our answer will be 6:23 AM. Now looking at question 1c, a little bit different. We have 6 hours and 10 minutes before 2012. Now, we always start with our initial time, and we have 2012. In 12-hour time, remember we subtract the 12 hours from the first 2 digits of our time. So 20 take away 12 becomes 8:12 p.m. Now, 6 hours and 10 minutes before 8:12 p.m. means that we need to subtract 6 hours and also subtract 10 minutes. Now, let's take away our hours first. We have 8:12 p.m. take away 6 hours. We're left with 2:12 p.m. minus 10 minutes. And our final step now is just to subtract our 10 minutes from 2:12 p.m. And if we subtract 12 minus 10, we end up with 2:02 p.m. Looking now at question 1d, we have 4 hours and 40 minutes before 11:59 p.m. Very similar to C. So we start with our starting time, which was 11:59 p.m. And because it's before, once again, we need to subtract 4 hours and then also take away those 40 minutes. Looking at our hours, we have 11 minus 4 hours. So 11 minus 4 becomes 7. So our new time is 7:59 p.m. minus that 40 minutes. And so our final step is to subtract our minutes. 59 minus 40, we're left with 19. So our final time is 7:19 p.m. Okay, now let's look at question 2. So this is quite a long worded question, and this is more like what you'll get on your exam. Dirk left home at 8:05 in the morning and caught the 8:13 train, which was 1 minute late. The train trip took 12 minutes, and it then took him 6 minutes to walk from the station to the school. So there's a lot of information in that question, a lot of different times and numbers, so we need to figure out what is the important information. For question A, we need to work out what time did he get to school. So let's have a look at some of that important information. He left home at 8:05 in the morning. So the train was meant to arrive at 8:13, but was actually 1 minute late. So we know that his starting time was actually 8:14 a.m. It took 12 minutes, that train, so we need to add 12 minutes for how long he was in the train. And then it took him another 6 minutes to walk from the station to school. So we're going to add another 6 minutes there as well. So our next step, we have 8:14 a.m. plus 12 minutes. So moving from left to right, 8:14 plus 12 will be 8:26 a.m. And then we have our final 6 minutes to add as well. 26 plus 6 is 32, and so he arrives at school at 8:32 a.m. Looking at B now, how many minutes did it take him to get from home to school? And there's an easy way to work this out. We know that he left home at 8:05, and he arrived at school at 8:32 a.m. because we worked that out in the previous question. Now there is a formula that we need to use for this, and it's quite a simple formula. We just write total time equals the time that he arrived, take away the time that he left, but we're going to use the word departure. So the total time equals his arrival time minus his departure time. So he arrived at 8:32 a.m. and he left at 8:05 a.m. And the time difference there is 32 take away 5, and so we know that it took him 27 minutes to get from home to school. And of course what we can't forget is our therefore sentence at the end. So therefore, Dirk took 27 minutes, I'm just going to zoom out a bit, to get to school. And really we should have had a therefore for question A as well. Dirk arrived at 8:32. Okay, got a little bit messy at the end there, but hopefully you guys got the idea there. So please check your answers. You should have got 8:32 a.m. and 27 minutes.